Hello 6260 viewers. In the last video, we have shared some tips and tricks for booking flight tickets, especially for Singapore. We would like to inform which is the best time to travel to Singapore considering air traffic and ticket price. December, Jan and June end being holiday season usually have high ticket prices. Other months, ticket prices are usually cheaper. Please take a note of this while booking your flight tickets. Stay. Staying as a tourist in Singapore is costly. But if you have a friend or family residing there who can accommodate you during a trip, that has to be your first choice. But most of us don't have this option. There are other cheapest options like pod or capsule stay, which are ideal for bachelors. Also, hotels in Little India or Chinatown, which are cheaper than rest of the Singapore. If you prefer to stay in home-like environments, there are websites like Airbnb which offers that option. Local transportation. Public transportation is the best and cheapest mode of transportation in Singapore, and it is well connected. For that, you have to buy a card known as EZ-Link card, which you can top up and use on both MRT and buses. If your family requires a car to navigate, then using Grab app is the cheapest option. Food. Singapore is the food capital of the world. You can get anything you like, and yes, it will be expensive. But there are food outlets called hawker centers which provides reasonably priced tasty foods. You can also pack some ready to eat food items like Maggi, which will be handy. There are some Singapore delights like nasi lemak, ice kacang, Singapore sling, etc. which are worth exploring. Sightseeing. Now comes the crux of this content. There are some must-see places in Singapore, namely Universal Studios, Sentosa Island, Sea Aquarium, Marina Bay Sands, Gardens by the Bay, Little India, Chinatown, and Singapore Maryline. Tourists mostly go to these places directly and buy the entry tickets, which are standard fixed prices. But you can find cheaper prices in websites like Carousel and Gumtree. If you are lucky and thorough, you can find tickets posted by people who bought the tickets but could not go for some reasons. These tickets are unbelievably cheap. As said many times previously, Singapore is costly. Everything costs money here. But there are some beautiful places which are entry free. Beautiful gardens like Chinese Garden, Singapore's Botanical Park, Gardens by the Bay, where viewing is free and absolutely amazing. Also, casino is free for tourists. MBS lobby and shopping area, Singapore Maryline, beach parks, Henderson Bay Bridge are some free entry places to explore, and the list goes on. If you want more, you have adventures like zipline, indoor skydiving, jet skiing, etc. You can also visit the superstars of the world at Madame Tussauds, or you can cheat your eyes and brain in the famed Trick Eye Museum. And you have even a lot more when you can visit the Sentosa's website. Shopping. We would suggest you to buy your stuff for $100 or more at one place to claim GST and reduce your service tax. It is comparatively cheaper than multiple purchases at different points, which will cost you more service tax. Gold in Singapore is normally cheaper, but for tourists it's way more cheaper since you can claim back the GST. Also, the quality of gold is of great standard and can be sold anywhere else easily. In some outlets, like Mustafa, has numerous designs which comes with no making charges. Sometimes, this saving itself can cover the cost of your flights. We hope that these tips will help you in planning your trip and saving cost to maximum possible extent. We wish you a great time during your Singapore trip. We will upload a detailed video of some specific locations like enormous Singapore Zoo, the fabulous dolphin show, and the mesmerizing light displays. We will share tips on how to prepare for these visits effectively so that you can cover a lot of ground